Welcome to another edition of Cho Thoughts. I am the Big Cho, of course. That is Big E, and we got a lot to talk about today. First, we'll get into a little bit of the nitty gritty. We'll talk about weekends.
Yep.
Uh, then we're gonna go into some things that went on and some subjects to talk about. Uh, and then we're gonna end with some Kendrick and Drake.
We're gonna talk about some bitches.
Yeah. So my weekend was
Sluts
cool.
and bitches.
Yes, we're gonna be talking about some bitches. Um,
We ain't talking
so
about no mamas though.
yeah, got to keep it. Can't be like offensive
Can't be
or
degrading.
degrading.
Right, keep it PG.
Yeah, because
Fuck your PG.
that's right. You heard him. Fuck your PG. Never have we ever been degrading or shameful on this podcast.
No.
So first and foremost, if you're gonna come correct, then you better come with correct facts. We'll get into that later. Uh Weekend was cool. Xander got a chance to see Killian. That was fun. We went and took Jamie out for lunch for her birthday. Um, you could definitely see that they're really trying as new parents, and then you feel bad for them in a way because it's like they're new, so they're trying like the book
Yeah.
or what they've learned. And then you come in, like I came in, and next thing you know, I'm like holding them, bouncing them, and like holding them. Dude, he likes when you hold him under his arms and you
Mm-hmm.
have him out and you're going like this.
Mm.
And then he starts falling asleep. But once you put him in a bassinet, he wakes up.
Mm.
So when we left them on Saturday night, it was more or less like, hey, probably should have a bouncer. So sadly for them, they went and got a bouncer and needed fucking batteries.
Oh yeah.
I was like, batteries are going to be like your best friend. Like you're going to need that for a long time.
And unless it's a noisy toys, then they aren't your friend. You take them fuckers right
Yeah,
out.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I was like, but when you have a baby and like the swing needs batteries, if everything needs batteries, you stock about them fucking batteries.
Yep.
Um,
You be going to the BJ.
right? And not like, not a degrading one.
But hey, BJ is the way to prevent a child.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can't buy them there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
You
it.
can't buy kids at BJ's.
No, no,
Like you said, can't be degrading.
no, 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 not at all. Um, but what's funny is like we didn't go to BJ's with them. We went to Sam's Club and they were like looking for like formula and diapers. And I looked at her and I was like, why haven't you did this before? Like this is kind of the way to go, especially with formula. And then she told me that, Xander's mom told her at his track practice. And I was like, well, she ain't lying. Like that's what we did.
Yeah.
So speaking of, um, his track team is now 3-0. Tomorrow they will be at Armstrong High School for their playoffs. They will get a medal. I looked at that today.
Told you better have that Kurt Angle theme song ready to go.
um, Again, super proud of him. Last week he placed first in 100 meters. Uh, Tomorrow's going to be a long day because they're doing like all the schools are going to be there.
Hmm.
So I feel bad for him and the other kids because they're not going to be done till like 6:30, and they get there at like I don't know 2. So the little boy's going to be hungry as shit. I
Yeah.
see it now. But yeah, really proud of him. Like I'm glad that this is like something he really enjoys, and it's great because like I'm glad we finally found something. I mean, I'm glad it's in high school, but that's cool. I'm
Hmm.
glad he found something. And then yesterday, he and I just hung out at the house, had a lazy Sunday. I was like doing some stuff around the trailer. Like crazy before the rain came yet again, because I on Friday I ended up doing the lawn, and right when I was done, the rain came. So I was kind of looking at like holes around the house, preventing drips and shit like that. I did that, and then when I took him to his mom and came back and the rain came, I'm like looking at all my places and everything seems to be okay. But he and I started we started and finished Knuckles on Paramount. That was okay. I don't know. It was all right.
No spoiler. I didn't watch.
No, I mean, you're not you're not missing nothing, really.
I'm missing nothing. I'm missing. Don't be telling me I'm missing anything.
Yeah. And then we ended with the second season of Monsters at Work.
Monsters at Work.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. It's like their like Monsters Inc. TV show.
They did a second season of that?
Yep.
I did not know. Wait. Huh. I'll have to check it out. I don't know if we watched that season or not.
And then yeah, that was all we did really. And then Friday was just chill. Like we just relaxed, and I told him if he ended up winning or doing great at the competition, like Friday, I treated him like pizza and whatnot, so I gave him pizza. You know how he loves some pizza,
You like some pizza?
right? I told him
I
he's a
like some pizza.
I told him he's a superstar celebrity now. Now that he's a track and field superstar, he's been on Daddy's podcast, you know. And I loved
Yeah.
it. So that's what I'm saying. How is it degrading and bad when I let my son be on it?
Because
And
we're a bunch of pricks.
apparently, I guess I don't know.
Yeah. No, we just ours. I don't even know what we did this weekend. Like, look, I was kind of opposite. I feel like of you. I was not home at all. So like, I went back to work last week finally. Yay! And then uh Friday, I don't remember if my kid worked or not. She might have. I don't know. I know I watched SmackDown and chilled, and then we got up Friday. We had to do laundry at the in-laws as usual. I mean, the kid had to go shopping. Came back. She had to bake cookies and stuff for the event that we went to on Sunday. And then while she was doing that, I took a ride out to Mike's because I had to get him his white night hat. And then me and him, like, he was like, kind of like, we both were kind of like, we just didn't want to like sit around. So we took a ride out to Ross Park and went into the House of Dicks. Let me tell you something.
Sure.
They call it the House of Dicks. There was not one dildo in that whole store.
Was there a guy named Richard helping you out? I mean, something.
No. I don't even know the dude's name. I don't think he had a name badge on. I don't even know his name.
How unprofessional are you just not wearing a name badge?
I don't know. He might have. I might not have been paying attention.
I mean, if that was me, I probably wouldn't have been either.
Have you gone up there at all?
In passing. You know what
Dude,
I mean? So I've
that
seen it. Like the outside is sweet. It's really nice.
bro, that's a day adventure. Pack a lunch. Get Xander some pizza. Let him. Like, you got. So we walk in, and I'm just like stunned. I'm like, what the hell? Like, it felt like I was walking into bigger than a Costco or a Sam's Club, like huge building. And I'm like, this is nuts. And Mike had already been there once because he was there the weekend before buying some stuff for his nephew. So Mike had already got like a little rundown of the store.
Yeah.
So we're walking around and he was like, here, look down over here. Like literally, like they have balconies and shit. You can look down between levels.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, there's a glass elevator like they're Willy Wonka.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah. And then so we're looking down and I'm like, what is all that? And he goes, that's a giant. So it was hundreds of feet of wall that was all Stanley Cups of every color and pattern and design you could think of. And then across the aisleway they had the same thing of Yeti brand, but they also had like the coolers and all the other Yeti shit that they sell.
Yeah.
Then I look over the other side of the balcony. I'm like, oh, is that like their shoe section down there? And he goes, yes and no. And I said, I mean, yes and no. I was like, that's a sweet looking shoe area. Because it was like, they had like what looked like turf down, and there was like these really cool light up shoe displays. They had shoes on. He goes, that's just the soccer cleat section. I was like, get the fuck out of here. So then he goes, no, I'm going to take you to the shoe area. So we go down the aisleway more, like we keep walking straight. Bro, it's the whole perimeter of the store is
Really?
their shoe area. Because then they have it like men's, it starts men's and women's and kids and whatever.
Yeah.
And it just goes forever. Yeah, you know me, like I I'm not real like I don't mind, like having a decent pair of shoes. I try to have at least a good pair or two to match with outfits, stuff like that. Whatever. I know some of you guys got a lot of shoes.
Right.
You know it was bad when I walked out of there with a pair of goddamn Nikes. Like I'm like, I can't. Like I felt like I couldn't. I felt like I was doing the store a disservice if I didn't
If
walk
you
out
didn't
with
buy
a
the
pair of
fucking
shoes.
shoes.
So I got a pair of they're like I kept calling them Pittsburgh themed. They're just black and gold, black, white, and gold, like Air Maxes.
Nice.
They were comfy, they were nice. I was like, and they were a good deal. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get these. And I'm like, I didn't plan on. I came back and Jane was like, what did you buy at the store? And I was like, I don't really know. Like I had to feel like I had to buy something. So I walked out of there with a pair of shoes. So that was my Saturday, and then Sunday we got up, finished prepping what we had to do, and then uh, even though Donna isn't with us, we had to go to her family's function. I left my
Just
house.
to clarify, she's not dead or anything.
She's no longer with us. We left our house at noon. I only had to go right out to South Park, which for me is only like 15, 20 minutes. I didn't leave South Park until 9 o'clock at night.
Damn, bro.
We was partying hard. Not really.
Hardy.
But yeah, so it was a nice time. There was a lot of food and just and again, like, I behaved myself.
Right?
I ate some chicken. It's like it wasn't a cookout, but it was like a picnic type of thing. You gotta eat some fried chicken.
That's a fact.
So
Wait,
yeah,
did you eat chicken on a bone?
yes and no. Yes and no.
I was like, do tell.
I found, what was it, a thigh? No. Yeah, I guess no. It was a thigh or like a chicken breast. Like, yeah, it was on a bone, but I found I found the piece that had the biggest like hunk of white meat on it,
Of white meat.
and I just ripped that piece of white meat off, and I did not touch the rest of that
Bro, I
chicken.
figured, bro. I fucking figured.
But then it's typical. It's a typical Pittsburgh, like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, picnic, whatever. They had the rigatoni, you know what I mean? Like they had rigatoni. They had ham barbecues. They had sloppy joes. They had uh what else was the other thing I ate? Um uh walking tacos. The little bag of Doritos, you throw your shit in it.
Jamie.
Yeah, they had those. And I was just like, all right. So I ate, like, I had food, but like a lot of people were kind of surprised, like I didn't sit and eat the junk food.
That's good.
So like I think for one, the picnic area they had, like, it was inside of like a barn or whatever, which thankfully, because like you said, it poured on Sunday, which I was so pissed. So when we got there, it was nice when we got there. I pulled in, closed up everything, locked the car up. I didn't hit the button fucking hard enough, and it left a crack and open in my goddamn sunroof.
Was it bad?
No, it just kind of like, it was the seat, the headrest on the seats were a little wet,
Yeah.
and then like the carpet in the in the back was a little damp, but it wasn't, because again it was just a little
A little
sliver.
bit.
Yeah, it just didn't like seal and close all the way.
Right.
And I was like, son of a bitch. So, but this place was so big. Like I stayed to be honest, like if I wanted junk food, I would have had to have walked, and I was like, no, I mean fucking walking.
That requires you walking.
They were not making me walk, and thankfully, because some other people that diet, and they got some people with the diabetes issues and all that were at the party. Yeah, I mean my sugar, some Pepsi Zeros. I was like,
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
sweet. So yeah, so that was our weekend. Like that's all we did. Like again, I wasn't really home. It was busy for a change. I felt like compared to
Yeah.
Past weekends and shit.
weekends with everybody not feeling good, Donna in and out of the hospital. I don't feel good.
The little one always working. We get it.
Yeah.
I know. And then this weekend, it's going to be busy because it's Mother's Day.
And like Brandy's coming down Friday and then Saturday. First time seeing her in a couple weeks, so that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm gonna go out and see my mom on Sunday before I pick up Xander, of course. That way he can spend the day with his mom. Which is cool because like she'll have him for Mother's Day, I have him for Father's Day, which has always been nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck. So while everybody else was watching Backlash at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and like
I did
texting
watch
about it
back.
while I was, busy doing things, I ended up watching it on Saturday night into Sunday morning. I stayed up till about 1 o'clock in the morning and watched it.
Look at you.
I know. I was exhausted on Sunday morning. I went back to bed till
I
like nine
bet.
o'clock. I was like, damn. But I mean, X did good. I was able to get up and then I made him like Sunday breakfast. So if he lets me sleep in, I'll make him breakfast. I don't give a shit, you know? But it was cool. Like, again, us being wrestling fans since we were little,
I felt like it was short.
there was only 4 matches.
That's what I mean. I'm like, I think we get more matches out of like SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, but I think they just didn't know what they were getting into in France, and especially that crowd.
Well, they need to go there all the time.
Yeah, bro.
They
Yeah.
were because so when I went, like I said, Saturday I went over to Mike's after we got home from shopping and stuff. I went over to his place, and he was out doing he was out like doing stuff too. So he was just finishing it up, like you, like he watched it a little later.
Yeah.
So he was just finishing it up, and so I finished watching it. Some of the last matches with him, and it was like I was telling him like that is they were singing any entrance that had words to it, word for word, were singing. And I said, any chanting they were doing, any counting they were doing, counting 1, 2, 3s, whatever, when the ref would count, they were in French. I get it. They're in France. They're going to
Yeah.
speak French. But when it came time to singing those entrance songs,
Yeah.
that was some of the clearest English I've ever fucking heard.
And it would announce who the wrestler was too. Like
Yeah, like they were going with Sam.
Yeah, when Samantha was announcing, they were going with her, and I was like, "This is fucking great! Like, this is really cool."
Dude, Jay Uso, that was the entrance of the night.
So there was two things. I was just talking to Brandy about this. There was two things that I thought were phenomenal, pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
One is Jay Uso's entrance with the lights from the cameras and just everybody being involved, going with him, and just like the feel, you felt it over here. And then AJ Styles, like when you're so loud that you made that fucking camera shake when it was on his face.
Yeah, it was
You made the
him, and
ring
then when they were doing it, they were zooming in on Samantha to announce.
Right, and then they were telling him like the crowd ends up saying like he is phenomenal. Like, oh yes, he is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was like, that was really cool. And then they're 1, 2, almost three, 1, 2, almost three, one,
Yeah.
two, almost. I was like, dude, that's fucking great. That's fucking awesome.
That crowd was some of the best wrestling crowds I've seen in a long time. And you get some crowds that are loud and will intervene, like interact with the matches,
Yeah,
but I feel like they can be annoying.
right.
Like some cities they go to, like they're just like, oh come on, just shut up and let me watch the match. You know, like I'm
Right.
trying to listen to Corey, you know, or Cole or whoever's on. Like, but that crowd, I was like, you can cut the announcers and just go with them.
Oh my
And I'll
god.
watch this match.
The worst part is like, so the announcers couldn't really hear each other. Back in Gorilla, they couldn't really hear each other.
No,
So I was like, yeah, then like of course, you know me, I watched the press conference when it's
yeah,
over. And that's when Triple H was like, yo, it like the fact that we're yelling at each other.
yeah.
Excuse me, and it's not because of like, you can't hear them or the headphones. It's literally the crowd. He was like, he's like, I want that. I want that all the time.
They said that they actually set off alarms for the noise sensors, like
Oh yeah.
the decimal sensor.
And
That
everybody's
crowd
watches
was,
kept going off and phones.
yeah, like I was like, that is nuts. Like, and it,
Oh,
I think that made that, I would say again, like a smaller pay-per-view or premium live event. Even though it felt short in some ways, and again, I felt like there wasn't a lot going on. I, for to be honest, I was like, okay, like I don't mind.
right. Like that's what I look because when I started it, I looked at how long, like on the ticker at the bottom.
Yeah,
It was like 2 hours, and I was like, wow. Oh,
yeah,
okay, all right. And then, I mean, fuck, that first match was incredible.
dude, that street fight, like the way SmackDown ended Friday with them in the backstage and chairs started flying or whatever. I was like, this is going to get out of hand tomorrow. Speaking about the pay-per-view. And then when they started just throwing blows and the refs and all them couldn't get it under control, and then you seen Aldis come out, I was
Right.
like, I looked at Jane and I was like, they're turning this into a hardcore match or a street fight, whatever they call it now. And it was two reasons. For one, I felt like that match needed that because again, there was no way you were keeping that as just a regular tag match.
No.
And two, then the whole no disqualification allowed to happen what happened,
Right.
which was not what I thought was going to happen.
I know. I thought it was Jacob, and then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. Like, it was nuts. Like, the way, like, he came out, and again, like, you could only really see the back of his head at first, and it was like a small profile shot. And I was like, wow, like, Jacob looked like he lost some weight because Jacob was a little, like, I felt like heavier in the face
Yeah.
compared to, like, Jimmy and Jay and them, you know? So I'm like, damn, I'm like, he slimmed up. Like, sheesh. And then he turned and the camera caught the full face. And I was like, that's not Jacob. That's not Jacob.
Yeah. I
And
when I
Jane didn't know because she's never seen Jacob or the other Tonga brother. Like, she didn't
yeah.
know. She's like, well, then who is that? And I'm like, that's the other Tonga brother.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I think Mike was telling me that if you go back and try and listen to the announce team during that match, because again, that crowd was loud during that match. He said that Michael Cole and Corey Graves threw hints.
Oh, that he was coming.
Not so much that he was coming, like after he debuted. Or after he interfered. I guess of what might happen next. Because I don't know which one said which, but one of them said something about gorillas, and the other one said something about destiny, which is what the Tonga brothers were in New Japan. They were called God, the Gorillas of Destiny.
Ah, that's right.
So I'm like, oh shit. So, but then they did also mention the Samoan SWAT again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, which group? What are we going to get here? But it's still, again, you got to give trips, and not just trips. Like I I I, I want to look up who their creative team is, because that whoever those individuals are need a ton of credit for their storytelling right now. Like, you would have thought that, but okay, Cody won. Roman, obviously, we know, disappears, takes his little break, from the world for a little bit. But the fact that they're still able to keep this bloodline story so relevant and so, like, intriguing.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, and like me and Mike were talking too, it's like this is their way of, when Roman does come back, whenever that might be, you'll get Roman to be the face again, because now Solo's going to be the jerk, be the asshole,
Yeah.
and 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 they can use that to get Roman to be the face.
Right. Because you still have. And I don't know how they're gonna do it. Jacob's gonna go to one side or the other, and I have a feeling Zilla's gonna go to one side or the other, and then that'll set up war games.
Exactly, that's what we said. We think that. Well, our thought was, you put Jimmy and Jay with Roman,
Yeah.
and then yeah, that's what I said too. Like, because my thought was not even Roman. Like, because if Roman's not ready to come back yet, do you debut Jacob, and everybody thinks Jacob's going with Solo and them, but then Jacob teams with
The Usos.
the other Fatus, and then because then you'll have 3-on-3 currently, and then you bring Roman back, and obviously Roman sides with Jimmy J and then Jacob, and then, like you said, and then you have the other one.
But then also you have to also factor in The Rock.
I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think he would get involved in that. I think, again, because he told Cody like he's keeping an eye on him.
Correct. But I'm like, I don't know how they're. More than likely it's gonna be like Solos, Tribal Chief, et cetera, et cetera. Unless they do something like he's getting this shit from The Rock, which I doubt.
No,
But
Mike. I got to give Mike credit for this. Blew my mind when he told me this theory. There's somebody on the string for Solo, like, who brought the Tongas in, and you hearing Roman's not gonna like this. Roman's not gonna like this. Roman's not gonna like this. Everybody
right.
thinks, well, Solo's go against the Chief. It's Heyman. Heyman's pulling on strings. He's gonna Roman in the back and Solo boys.
You think it's gonna be Hammond?
The
Damn,
way
you stuck like Chuck.
I'm like, the way that this is going, like, because, okay, so let's say that theory doesn't happen, and you leave. What does Heyman do? Does he go at Roman, and then he's still the wise man for Roman, like he was the advocate for Brock? Like, I think at this point, I don't think that Roman really, like, him coming back and getting involved like this. Like, I don't think that he really needs Heyman by his side. Like, we
Right.
all know Roman can handle the ring and handle the promos and all the storyline shit on his own. Like, he does. I think. I mean, having Heyman with him was great, but I think that Solo would need that. You know what I mean? I think that Solo and the Tongas would need that Mike guy. As much as it was cool to see Solo finally talk the other night, like,
Yeah, right.
on SmackDown, but it's like, I think they need the mic work from Heyman for that group.
I
Because,
don't
again,
know.
because if you're gonna have Roman, again, we're hypothetically thinking you have Roman team up with the Usos. That's 3 right there that are great on the mic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like that's gonna be fucking hilarious. And then, like I said, and then it's gonna be that Heyman was the one that was pulling all this shit behind the scenes and playing it off as if he was
He has
being,
no idea what the fuck is going on.
yeah, because when you stop and think about it, when Mike told me that, I was like, yeah, like Solo doesn't have the pull to bring the Tongas in and to do all this shit behind Roman's back. You know what I mean? Like, and just the way that Heyman's been like, he's been like on this little sly hanging out and
Yeah.
weird shit. Oh, something else too. Speaking about hanging out, just saw this video today. There was a celebrity, I don't know, somebody, I couldn't tell who the person was. There was whether it was an athlete or a movie star, I don't know what it was. There was somebody backstage walking around getting like a little VIP tour or whatever, and
Yeah.
they ran into Solo, and they were dapping up Solo, like saying hi. Solo was like, he was like out of character, like he was like actually talking to this person as normal. Walked right fucking past them, Uncle Howdy, full gear.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, and that's what the video was. It was like, I mean, I guess there's more to the video of this person walking around backstage, but somebody pulled that part of the video and just clipped it and was like, pay attention to behind the scenes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he looked like he saw the conversation going on, and he looked, and then he just dipped through a door real quick, like, oh fuck, and went through a door. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's getting pretty good too.
So, and I don't know if that was at Backlash in France. I don't know if that was this past. Like, they didn't say when the clip was from. I was like, son of a bitch. Like, we need to get on with this.
Yeah, I mean these QR codes and what they're saying is who's going to be joining the Wyatt Six, and that they have one hell of a possibility. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of
Okay.
rumors going around. There's more rumors, obviously, with that than there is this whole bloodline thing right now.
right. But I mean, the last couple that I've seen have all been pretty similar, where it's like Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, what's his name? Dexter Loomis, Gacy. Like, they got some pretty fucking good people. And then Eric Rowan just signed.
Yeah,
So,
Rowan signed.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's coming soon. I
Well,
don't know how soon. I'd say probably by SummerSlam, though, for sure.
yeah. I mean, look how long it took them, all the teasers and all the shit that we had with Bray
Right.
and him and Uncle Howdy making that debut back at Extreme Rules. Like, for weeks there was all this shit with these QR codes and
Right.
everything else, and it's just like, I mean, as much as you're like kind of like being impatient and you're like, you want it, like, come on with it already. You gotta let as we've learned with Trips and them, man, you gotta
Gotta let
the
it
story,
cook.
because it's like, and that's the thing too. Again, look what happened. Everybody was like, Jacob's coming out at Backlash. Jacob's coming out at Backlash. It was not.
Nope.
Like, and you're like, holy fuck, like he just really flipped shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they're giving us these teasers and everybody's getting their ideas, all these insiders are like, oh, I know this and I know that and all this stuff. Like, I'm putting these pieces of the puzzle together. They could be right, but knowing Trips, he could be putting that out there, and that's what he wants everybody to think.
And
And
then
it's
all of a
going
sudden
to
it
happen.
changes.
It's going to be completely different.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
Fucking Uncle Howdy's going to be fucking good old Rotunda. Good old Poppy Rotunda.
Yo, that'd be great. It's just IRS. We just never knew this.
Well, think about it. If if the thoughts are what they are, is like he's really not going to be a wrestler. He's just going to be like a puppet master pulling the strings on all these characters. Do you really need it to be Bo? Like you're kind of wasting Bo Dallas as a wrestler if you're not having Uncle Howdy's character wrestle.
Right.
So then I came up with, and I mean, this is a real thought that I had. Like, okay, I was joking. Like, okay, maybe it's not IRS. Like, it's not their dad. But somebody in there playing the character part of Uncle Howdy. Do you have Bo come back wearing the new Fiend outfit that they debuted at the end of that fucking special?
I mean,
Because he said my brother's legend will never die. And his brother's legend was not Uncle Howdy. That was
right.
new. They barely got into it.
Yeah,
His
they just
brother's
scratched
legend is the
surface.
Wyatt Six and the Fiend. So I'm thinking, do you put Bo in the fucking Fiend that one that they debuted, or even if it's the regular one, whatever, you have him come out as a reincarnated, because the Fiend was, I mean, look, they fucking burned him alive and he came back with Orton.
That's true. That's true. He did.
Like he's that, he's like the Undertaker. You can't kill him.
No.
So it's like, does the Fiend come back and it's Bo carrying on that his brother's legacy that way, and then you just have fuck Trips could be fucking Uncle Howdy. Who knows?
Fucking Uncle Howdy could be Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, like you. I don't know. Like it could be anything at this point with them. Like there's no like this is for sure what's gonna happen with them now with their stories. Like I mean, this shit is just so crazy. Like I saw it, but I didn't see it coming. Like the Kabuki Warriors losing those titles.
Oh, I knew they were losing them.
I don't like it,
I knew that was fucking happening.
but it was like, but there's a theory on that too. Jade turns on Bianca.
I mean, that's inevitable.
I got theories for days because I don't have nothing else to do with my life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. And then what was the other match? I even forgot.
Bailey, Trin, and
Oh, Tippy time.
Tiffy Tom. That actually wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
bad. Like, I was like, this was okay. I liked it. And then like the women's tag match wasn't bad at all. I kind of was liking the continuity between Jade and Bianca. Like you can
Yeah.
definitely get they're a powerhouse team. It's cool.
Well, me and Mike were talking about that too, as far as that match and like them being tag champs now. Like, it's kind of like I feel like that they're not ready to have Jade be a full like competitor, like going after a women's title, whether it be SmackDown or Raw Women's Champ yet, because I think she's still developing.
Yeah.
Because that was the problem, like with AEW, like she didn't get to really develop all that much.
Well, yeah, she said that too in the.
I mean, look how long they kept her in the Performance Center before. I mean, she signed. Everybody knew she was with the company, and everybody's like, "Where the hell is she?" And it wasn't even like she was on NXT. She was in the Performance Center, like
just getting her shit together,
working on it. And I mean, I get it. You got to get acclimated to a new company, new business, and the way they do things. But it's not like she's horrible in the ring or she's rusty but it's just like she just needs to develop herself and develop her style, I think is what it, I mean, yes, she's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But nowadays these powerhouses are high flyers, they're quick, I mean, fucking Braun Breaker's running 22 miles an hour off them fucking ropes.
Yeah, right.
Like that shit, So I think, so my point is, I think them putting her with Bianca is a temporary thing, and it's just again, it's to get her in the ring, it's to get some ring work in, get some mic work in, the whole storytelling.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it'll last so long. I hate Bianca.
See, stuck like Chuck again.
You're stuck like Chuck.
No, you are. Like there, you're back. Buffer and hardcore. He back though. He back. Yay, you back.
I never anyway.
There you is. You right there again. Now you're doing it again.
It's backlash. We got Raw tonight. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Oh no, he's all crazy. I don't know. He's there, then he's not there, then he's there, then he's there, then he chip.
How about you? Because everything is running smooth on my end.
No, everybody said last week you were chippity choppity.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, because I thought it was me, and then I was like, I found out from others it was like I rolled my eyes at the beginning. Eric was buffering, and I was like, okay, maybe just we're having a shit day. All right.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're just having a fucking shit day.
I don't.
But yeah, I was like, we'll see what happens on Raw eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What else happened in your world?
well, yeah, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's have a nice little conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where it gets degrading.
This is where it gets degrading and shameful and oh my god, disrespectful and Jesus Christ. So
You can suck my fucking big toe.
After it was in shoes all day long. Crocs so they smell bad.
I got swamp toe.
There you go. So I was sent a photo of myself on Friday. And apparently someone anonymously put my picture up on this "Are we dating the same guy?" group, I guess, on Facebook. And you know I fucking hate Facebook.
I hate Facebook.
And underneath in the comment, and as I do this, I'm gonna, for what it said, I'm gonna rebuttal as to the fucking truth. So it said, it was like, ladies, this is Paul. We met on Facebook dating or Plenty of Fish, and I've met women on both of them. You know what I mean? He always wanted to talk about pit football because this lady wasn't a part of. She didn't like sports or whatever. And I'm like, if I meet somebody on a dating website, that's not really what I predominantly talk about. Like, I make it up in conversation. Like,
You
hey,
fucking jock bro, you.
I know. Apparently, that's all I talk about is sports. Oh, by the way, going to bars because I frequent them so fucking much anymore, and playing video games online, which I barely fucking do that. So then on top of that, it says that we met a couple of times and they lived about 45 minutes to an hour away from me. And this is the shit part where my job, it was my job that says I can't see them. It makes it difficult for me to see them 1 week, like only one every other week. No. First of all, get your fucking facts together because that's not true. I can't see this person, whoever they were, every other week because my top priority every other week, and besides that, is my son. That's my top priority. That's why when I was initially dating people, they don't meet him right out the gate. You have to earn it. I have to fill you out. I have to do all this to make sure that I'm comfortable when you're around him because of what is he's all about. I want to make sure we're comfortable before you even get to him.
How dare you think like that?
How dare I think smart and logically, right?
You bastard.
But apparently they made it where it was like it was my job. It's not my job. It's my son. And the fact that when I have him, I'm also working. Like I'm also fucking working. So that part made me laugh. And then despite all of this, is reading this and seeing this because they took my screenshot from last week's podcast. So thank you for being a subscriber and watching it. And you get your 10 minutes of fame. They, while all this is going on and they put this in this group, I've been in a committed relationship for over 6 months now and not dating any fucking buddy else. So that was funny. So they say that sometimes they come into downtown for dinner and drinks with friends. And somebody that knows me well says to steer clear of me because of my substance abuse and my DUI. Let's back that up for a fucking minute. My DUI is over 10 plus years ago. And I'm remotely not even that fucking person that I was 10 plus years ago. And substance abuse, it took me a long time to figure it the fuck out. And I don't partake in any of that no more because I was in a down fucking spot and it was my coping mechanism to put stuff up my nose. Guess what? Don't do that. And I haven't did it in almost 6 years. So I don't know where, Anonymous, you're getting your facts from or where you're putting this out there, but shut the fuck up. Plain and simple. You have no reason to put me in no group or slander me or put me out there as a bad person. And then on top of that, they were trying to say that I have these red flags because I say I live in Etna and Shaler of Pittsburgh. And then I also say I live in Gibsonia. Well, it all depends. If we met while I was living with my father, I was living in Etna/Shaler. Then I moved out of his house because I had to start fresh because I left my son's mother and left everything for her there while I can go start anew while she has everything figured out there. So, again, if I moved out here, now it's Gibsonia when we start, if we talked again. So, again, you need to get your fucking facts together before you come correctly at me. And then finally, which is so funny, is they have comments saying that she's heard from others saying that we make a degrading and disrespectful like podcast. Yeah, okay. If we did such a thing, why would we have so many female guests on there? We've only had one male guest. So again, what the fuck? I think you're just sitting there and you want your little bit of time and you had to put it out there that I'm this bad person and I don't know where, Anonymous, you're getting this from, but fuck you. Plain and simple. Fuck you. And especially to have groups on Facebook like, are we dating the same guy? Are we dating the same girl? And you're putting people's business out there. I get there's a give and take for that. But if that person is with somebody and they're actually with somebody in a committed relationship and you put that out there, trying to create like a wedge or something, some sort of nonsense that maybe somebody on my friends and family see, or somebody on my girlfriend's friends or family see. If you're trying to start a wedge, good fucking luck. Because as soon as it happened and I saw it, I told her. And she was perfectly okay with it and knew that I was coming for Anonymous's fucking throat today on the podcast. So that is the end of your 5-10 minutes of fame. And lastly, one more time, go fuck yourself. But thanks for listening and watching the podcast. Appreciate it. Speaking of dishes,
Man, there's some beef, and that ain't this beef. And
there's
it
some
ain't no
beef
cattle,
out
ain't no
there,
cattle
bro.
beef. Ain't no cattle beef.
They know there's some organic, grass fed. There's some shit. There's some shit on top of some shit. With some shit. With some shit. Dude, I like if you don't listen to hip hop and you don't listen to Kendrick Lamar or Drake, thank you
They
for
wanna,
joining the podcast today. But yo, this shit is wild.
bro.
Like
We haven't had a rap battle like this in a minute. Like, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I remember something like this popping off because it was like a lot of that shit went away. You know what I mean? When the music changed and like the generations of rappers changed, like a lot of that left because it was like everybody collabed together, everybody did shit together. Like there was no beef.
Right.
Like back in the day, you know what I mean? We all know, like growing up, like we had the Biggie and Tupac wars. We had, you know, you whatever. Like there was too many of them back then. Like there was always somebody
Yeah.
beefing with somebody, and it came out like, oh, you had like Cash Money going after No Limit. Like
Yeah.
there was shit always popping
It
off.
was shit on shit.
So it was like, yeah, I mean, there was people, you know, there was dislike in the hip hop game. Like I feel like you're always gonna have that, but it wasn't like this. I'm like, and here's my thing, because as of lately, the last 2, 3 that were dropped, like into both of them, got
Yeah.
into some shit.
Like
Like
this all.
Drake he said it is, I don't know if it was just this last one or the one for it. He like he went after Kendrick and his kids. Was
Yeah.
like he mad at me because you said this. You're the one who brought the kid into the conversation,
Right.
and I'm damn talking about mamas. They talking about kids. Like he Kendrick called Drake out and said he was a pedophile. Like
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
today's today's day and age is not the time to be doing that because there are going to be people that are like, oh, Drake's a pedophile, and then just like you, slander is going to be everywhere. That Drake's pedophile.
Slander. Fucking slander everywhere. We ain't got time for the slander.
I think the only positive thing you can take from this, and it's, I mean, yes, it's a beef, but it's gonna blow over and it'll be gone in some time here. Like it's how it works. But we just getting some good music and some bangers right now.
I'm telling you, like, what I love the most is this all stemmed from Drake and J. Cole's album, like one song.
Yeah, yeah,
And then all of a sudden, boom, somebody must have woken a demon up in Kendrick on the fucking
yeah.
Metro Boomin track. And then that kind of all stemmed from motherfuck the big three. It's just big
Hey,
music.
Minor, don't worry though. I got the new Kendricks. I got them all.
You
The
which one?
albums
There's
and
like one, two, three, four,
the
five.
albums and the disses. I got them all. So if you need anything, let me know. I got all the new Kendricks. Don't worry.
Right? They just keep coming out. They just keep fucking dropping.
But it's like yeah, it's just like it just it like I mean, and they were literally like like one after another. Like
Well,
they couldn't even get 24 hours before the other one responded.
the worst was I saw a reel and I was pissing myself because it was great. It was like Drake dropped one of them. There's so many so quick, but he dropped Family Matters. That's it.
Oh yeah.
And then Kendrick came right around and threw out Meet the Grams, and I was like, holy shit! Like that
Yeah.
was quick as fuck.
And that's about the time that everything started getting real personal with
Oh
the
my
kids
god.
and the baby mamas and the this and then that and the
The kids, the babies' mamas. Drake allegedly has a secret daughter we don't know about.
he was like, get your facts straight. He was like, it's your own camp putting that info out there.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, that's just like, but I mean, that's kind of like when that dropped, I was like, because Drake went through all that whenever everybody thought that like he didn't have the son that he had, like you know what I
Right.
mean? Everybody thought his son was fake or that that was a story or this or that. So it's like, why are you gonna say that now? Okay, now it's a daughter. Like, are we gonna go through all that again? Like,
Well, that's
let's
what I was wondering. Like, if like, cause is there some truth to that? Because Pusha T called him out on Adonis,
yeah,
and then we found out about Adonis. So then when Kendrick came out, but he didn't say a name. You know
Dude,
what I
and
mean?
then he was like, he's what did he say to him? Like he said, you're supposed to be the Drake said it to Kendrick. He said you're supposed to be the something king or the
When he's beating on his wife,
yeah, like that whole bar. I was like,
bro.
bro, like, and then he or was it Kendrick though responded and said something about, but you're the one with the mixed race or whatever or something like.
Something like that.
I was like, that's when I'm like, this is getting too far. Like, why do you gotta put them down? Like, why does all this gotta come into? But I mean, that's just the way the rap battle go. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Right. Like I
Like,
forget which
nothing's
one
off limits for them. Like, they don't
I
care.
forget which one of them said it too. Like we were just trying to keep it here, but then you went here,
It
so
was
now
Drake.
everything's
That
yeah,
was Drake. He said it, and I was like, because Drake dropped a bunch of like he dropped a bunch of shit in the first couple lines. And then he finished it up by saying, "You're the one that did this." Like there was
right,
a lot. There was with the kids. He was like, "You brought this out. I didn't start it. You did."
right. And then like what's killing me, like everybody knows, I am a Drake fan, but Kendrick has been fucking spitting fire at this dude.
You know what? As far as like, take away this whole beef thing, like just them as artists, like I don't mind either of them, but
Same.
I'm not huge on the like. I'm not like, oh my god, Drake, like because I feel like sometimes like his music, he dabbles like when he's on like this, when it's a pure hip hop album, he's great.
Right.
Like he's good. But then he'll dabble into that like pop world a little. Like he falls off a little bit. I feel like sometimes with some of his albums or tracks,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that just like no. I wish he would just stick with the hip hop. And Kendrick, like he's kind of the same, but I'm not saying like he goes pop, but like he dabbles between two different styles.
Yeah.
And I wish that he would stay more with a little bit more of like the hardcore hip hop like he does, like the Compton, like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Like honestly, like you don't want to be cliche, but like he's really good if he sticks with that West Coast flow. Like
yeah,
he's fucking
like an
great.
NWA style. Like yeah, like
That's that West Coast flow. Like he's good.
yeah. So it's like and then he'll mix it up a little bit because there was the one his one disc, I think it was like the third track that he dropped on the disses. It started out like an R&B song. I was like, what is he doing?
Was that Euphoria? Because that
Yeah,
shit was
Euphoria. And
Euphoria started out, and I was like, the
I was
fuck?
like, this is how you're gonna try and come back at him? Like again, you're going into like the R&B pop world. Like Drake will tear that up. Like you're not like Kendrick. That is not you. And then it was only a few lines, and then he flipped that beat flip,
Bang.
and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, he's
Yep.
serious. He's serious.
I was
Like
like, he ain't fucking here to play.
yes, listen, I'm gonna say this right now. This is two white dudes sitting here talking about the black rap battle. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's talking about fucking Drake and the fact that Kendrick was like he's a mixed race. Yes, Sandra Graham is fucking white. We get it. All right.
It's just, you know what I mean? Like I
But
just
dude, it's oh my god. We're not done.
oh no, there's gonna be more. Like I said, this is gonna linger for a little bit. I think it's gonna start to fall off at some point. Like I think their topics are gonna get a little bit like, what the hell are they talking about? Like as far as like trying to diss each other.
Bro, I don't know. When he called him a fucking pedophile, I was like, what?
I mean, how do you top that? What else can you say about the
I
dude?
don't know, because the next bar said something that was like, because your next song's in the A minor. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
Dude, but then Drake responded, and he was like, "You ain't gonna see my name on no list." Like talking
Yeah,
about that
right. Like a
Epstein list.
fucking
Shit.
Weinstein Epstein list.
I was like, "Damn!" Like, because that's the thing. Like, some of the beats and stuff were good. Like, but like there was a few parts, like some of the verses in each of their disses. Like, I was kind of like, I felt like they were not struggling, but they were just trying trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, okay," but it's still like it just like I mean, it's probably selfish to say because they're fucking tearing each other apart, but it's like we're getting some good I'm good at hip hop
We
because
are.
again, like we've talked about it probably a little bit before. Like, you know, the hip hop world's more your thing. Like I obviously listen to it and I know, you know, but more old school. Like I don't like new like I couldn't tell you half of the newer rappers. Like I don't like the new style and some of these new guys. Like but I mean like but I wouldn't even consider Kendrick and Drake like yeah, they're part of a newer generation, but they're not like they've been out for a while, you know,
Yeah.
like they were before all this. Like I'm talking about within the past like 3 years, like that
Oh,
gener
some of
like
that shit is just trash.
it's just I don't understand. Like I can literally not understand it. Like
Yeah.
people used to always say like, oh, you can't understand Busta or Twista. Like they rap too fast. Okay, that's because they rap too fast and that's their style.
Right.
I literally do not know
What the
what
fuck they're
half
saying.
these fucking dudes are saying now, and their beats suck. Or they're just recycling old beats from shit that we grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Like nobody can be original anymore. And then it
No.
hurts my brain.
But what I like the most is like I think it's good. One, I got a couple things from it. Like it's good for the culture.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic for hip hop. But my thing was like it was great for hip hop till I started hearing them bring their kids into it.
Yeah, that's what
Then
I'm
their
saying. Like,
wives. And then all of a sudden I was thinking of like um, like the East Coast, West Coast shit.
yeah.
And then I was thinking like Eminem and Benzino. And then I was thinking like fuck, like Eminem and Ja Rule and 50. Like I was like, everything's great till you bring somebody's fucking personal people in. Like,
This isn't even an East Coast, West Coast. This is fucking US versus Canada. Drake's from Toronto. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, like, on top of that, you have it's not just like J. Cole did 7 Minute Drill, but then he backed out. And then
yeah.
he was like, my bad. Which to me, that's unsportsmanlike.
Well, it's not even that. He just knew he was out. Like, I think because, like you said, it was like J. Cole and uh Kendrick. Like they had that thingy together.
Yeah, I mean, like it seemed squashed, so I was like, okay. And then he all of a sudden J. Cole's on the new Metro album, Metro Boomin fucking album, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, I think J. Cole realized he like almost like he got himself into some shit he knew he was not gonna come out of good.
Right.
Like
Because
he was like,
he would have been
and I
exhausted.
bet you now he's sitting back watching these two, and he's probably going, "Damn, I ain't talking about my kids." Like,
Yeah, right. Like fuck, I ain't talking about me. But um, you have like it's like Metro and Future and Kendrick and Cole's kind of neutral, and then Rick Ross is in this, like involved in it. Like there's
like I felt like a lot of those dudes in the beginning. Now, like it was almost as if like it was like a rumble, and we're into the final two.
this guy, Sam. Look at him. There he is. Hey, back.
See, I pause. I don't know what it is.
This is fun.
I'm fine on my end. What the hell is
Yeah,
going on
he's
here?
back. All right.
We're all good.
Look,
Anywho,
but I just think it's funny that they haven't reached camps yet, which is fucking great because there's quite a camp in both fucking sets.
yeah. I mean,
But
but I think a lot of those. I think both sides are looking at this going, yeah, we're gonna let them two handle this. Like I do not like I
I
got some
swear to God, I feel the
I got
same way.
shit I got some shit in the closet I do not need falling out. Like
Right? Like poor Dr. Dre sitting there going, God damn. Like
yeah.
we were good. And then Wayne's probably over there like, bruh, come on. Like, I mean, they have
But I
extensive fucking camps.
but like I think dudes like that again are sitting back looking just going like they grown ass men we did like we've had our time like they need to figure this shit out on their own. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
figure out what the fuck is why
Kind of
they're
like the
fucking
parents sitting back watching like two dads. Oh, just let them fight it out.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's gonna get a black eye. They'll be all right. Like,
But the worst part is like,
well, now you see that you fuck
see
what?
this? See this? Why did somebody try to call me during this shit?
Listen here, anonymous. We don't need you calling.
Yeah, anonymous. We don't need our shit right now, boy. All right, that'll be enough out of you right there. You better go away. Anyway, my thing is like, you said they're like two grown men. They can finish it themselves or whatever, work it out.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't say they were working it out. I just said
they
they can.
ain't working it out. Like, well, I mean, let them punch it out. They'll figure it out, bro. We just scratched the surface. They ain't done. They ain't done.
Well, you're gonna see them motherfuckers at the MTV Music Awards.
Well, Kendrick already said when Drake comes to Oakland
Oh, he's
for
like,
his
it's over.
show, he's like, it's game over.
Yeah, because you. What did he say? He dissed.
Well, that he used Pac for the AI.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. The Pac thing. Yeah,
Why the fuck would he do that? Like,
because they all are nowadays. Like there's so much of this AI music. It's just like
but like, why in God's green earth? What's the reason? Like,
to get the likes.
yeah, but it's the best is like the people that have control of like Tupac stuff, like legalities, was like, yo, get that shit down.
Oh yeah,
And then he had like 24 hours, or if not, he was going to pay some fine. Like, yep, take it down.
they're gonna take one of your kids. They're gonna bring out that hidden daughter you got going on.
Right? She'll just pop up out of nowhere, be like, God damn, I didn't see that coming.
That's some
Yeah.
shit.
But I was like, it was just, it's been so fast. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, guess who dropped? Hey, another one dropped. Hey, another one. I was like, but give me a minute.
Yeah. Like I
Like,
said, I was like two or three behind until earlier today. Like I was on my lunch break at work, and I was like, let me check in on this
you're
world.
like, wait a minute. Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Oh, because you know what? Look, this is how bad it. Like they even talking about this shit on fucking McAfee. Like,
Dude, they've talked about it on McAfee. They've talked about it on ESPN. I think it was like, was it the
Stephen
Clippers
A.
playing? Yeah, the Clippers were playing, and one of the disses were playing in the background. They were like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" like, hey, like, calm it the fuck down. We're not doing all that. Oh,
Yeah,
I got my neighbor fucking mowing the lawn at fucking 8:30 at night. It's fine.
dude, somebody was just outside my house doing it.
I don't get it. I don't
Like,
get it.
grass is a little wet. It's been fucking raining for the past
You know
40.
who it is? It's probably anonymous mowing the grass.
They just they want you to think they're mowing the grass. They listening in.
They want to know how
They wiretapping you.
They want to know how bad this podcast really is.
It's horrible.
Dude, what was
Oh,
wild though, swear to God, is how they like screenshotted my face.
listen, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna put my own diss out there
Oh,
about myself
okay.
because my daughter is trying to put my business out there
In the
because
streets?
because she thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. Like my daughter literally, like I think, stopped breathing. She was laughing so hard at me. So I'm about to get a little disrespectful and offensive, as people say we are.
I'm ready.
So somewhere else we didn't mention this weekend was Cinco de Mayo.
Go on.
I live in a specific neighborhood
Uh-huh.
that is full of the Mexicanos.
Right.
You doing all right over there?
Yeah, we are right.
Okay.
No, he's just like weed whacking so hard that it's hitting the trailer. So I'm thinking it's like,
Oh, it's like bouncing off. The,
and I'm kind of freaking out thinking it's like a bug. Yep.
Okay.
Had to take care of some things. I thought it was anonymous. I was about to break the fucking window. So,
So anywho, so it was Cinco de Mayo weekend, and I live in a predominantly Mexican neighborhood.
mhm.
I don't care. They're great people. They don't bother me. I like
We'll
them.
call it Latinx. That's fine.
They're very very friendly. I might not be able to speak to them all the time, but we at least got the hola. And anywho, like I said, Saturday, me and the kid had to run some errands in
Yeah.
in the neighborhood. So we go up past the grocery store, and that's where they sell like the street tacos and everything and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they got part of the street and the parking lot shut down,
It's
and
Cinco de Mayo, bro.
they throwing a banger.
Yeah, Cinco de
It was
Mayo.
banger. I looked over and I said, Jane, did you see what I just saw? She goes, there was a lot going on, Dad. I don't know what you're specifically talking about. I said, there was two dudes standing at like they had like an entrance, like a gated entrance, like full swatted, like vests. I mean, they had ARs strapped to their backs, like they was.
Hey, maybe that was the VIP, bro.
I don't know what it was. So that was my kid's response. My kid said, "Well, maybe because they had a band, they had it going." She goes, well, maybe they have like a famous group there, Mexican group there, and you know they need like their body like security.
Yeah, like some kind of band.
I said, "You mean J Lo's up there and we didn't know?" And she was like, "Dad, Jennifer Lopez is not singing in the middle of our neighborhood in Pittsburgh."
I mean, contrary to that, she is Jenny from the block.
I said, "Okay." I said, "Then it's Selena Gomez." She goes,
I would.
"Once again, Dad, it, Selena Gomez is not coming to our neighborhood to sing for Cinco de Mayo party." And I said, "Well, then it's just regular old Selena." She goes, "Dad, that chick is dead."
Bro.
I said, "Well, it could be AI. We don't know."
I mean, it could anymore with this world. It
But
could
that's
be.
not the business of mine that my kid put out there. So
Makes better.
we was we was watching Backlash in France, and they was counting in French,
Yeah, on the 12.
which we took in middle school.
Yes.
My kid has only taken Spanish all of her high school and middle school career.
Yeah.
She doesn't know French, and she asked me, she goes, "I'm going to assume they're counting, you know, 1, 2, 3." And I said, "Yeah, like you just did, un, deux, trois." And she goes, "Oh, that's pretty good of you." And I said, "Well, yeah, I took French for 2 years." And she goes, "Well, what's the rest of it?" This is where my kid lost it. I said, I was slick as shit, thought that I was saying the proper thing. I said, un, deux, trois, cinco, seis, siete. She goes,
Shut the fuck up.
she said, Dad, you just started in French and finished counting in Spanish. And I said, yes, I did. I just didn't know. Didn't know. That's what I did. My mind just went there as if that was the proper thing to say.
So,
And then
so wait a minute.
my kid stopped breathing. She was laughing so hard.
So the worst part is, if there was a French person and some like a Latin person next to you, they'd have been like, "Yeah, 1, 2, 3." What?
Yeah.
Then the other one would look at you like 4 or 5. What the fuck are you starting at 4, 5, 6 for?
It was in my mind, that was the right sequence of words that I needed to put together. So,
Bro, that just made my day. You just spoke 2 languages, but made no
so
sense because you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
actually, I didn't say for my daughter because, like I said, she knows Spanish. I mean, I do know how in Spanish also, but obviously, I said, but I didn't even cuatro. I just went to cinco. Like I
Jesus
four,
Christ.
I four in both language. I said 2, 3, 6 in Spanish. And my 4 don't exist in either language.
I can't believe you really. That's fucking hilarious. Dude, you just made my.
So we was at the party yesterday, and Jane was telling everybody, "Listen to what my dad did. Listen to what my dad did." So I'm
Well,
cutting
she
her
was
off
just
now.
putting
And
your
just
business
telling her,
all out there.
she was like, "Listen to what my dad did." And then it's funny too. Like you got to watch my kid try to retell the story because she can't get through only small parts of it at a time before she starts fucking dying again. Like
Right.
she just was
Just
like,
losing it.
she was done for. And I was like, well, you know, I tried. I was trying to educate you. But then somebody at the party, wait, I don't know who it was. It might have been Donna's brother. I don't know. Somebody she was telling the story to because I was sitting there with her. Somebody had said, so no, one person said, oh, he's bilingual. And then the other person was like, no, he's trilingual. He spoke French, Spanish, and English. That motherfucker knows
Yeah.
them all. I was like, no, I don't. Don't ask me no conversations. Like I'll confuse the two.
Well, just like if we hear somebody talking Spanish, Brandy will look at me for a minute and be like, I'd be like, I don't know everything they say.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that I had a package delivered on Saturday. Got me my new Cody Road shirt.
The adrenaline's in your soul now.
Oh, it's in my soul. I put it on, and as your head, like you put it on, like, and you get your head through the head hole, and it like, it comes down and lays on your shoulders. As soon as it hits your shoulders, you just automatically your hands go out, and you just go whoa, like it's just natural.
Right?
It just happens. But no, so the girl delivering the package, like I saw her through our front window pull up, and I'm like, oh my, I was like, my shirt's here because I wasn't expecting it till later, but in the day. So I went out and I opened the door and I was waiting for this chick to come to my front porch, and I'm like, where'd she go? So I went out onto the porch and she was walking down the street, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't my package. God damn, she fooled me. And then I see her looking around like she's like looking at the addresses, and she starts walking towards the empty abandoned house next to us. I'm like, oh no, she's gonna leave my package at the abandoned house. So I like was like, hello. I'm like, are you looking for 1626? And she's just dead stare at me, not saying anything. And I'm like, oh, did I just creep her out?
She didn't understand what you said.
So then she looks at the pack, like you can see her look at the label, and then she looks up at me again, and then she looks at the label, and she looks up at me again, and then she started walking up, and I was like, are you looking for 1626? Is it for Eric? And that's when she was like, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. I'm like, Jane, I need you to talk to this girl for me. Like,
Hey,
so
what happened, man?
she's just like now walking, like she's at my walkway. And I'm just like, I just pointed to my address. I was like this, like that what you're looking for? And she's like, see? And I was like, oh, thank God. Like,
The adrenaline was not in her soul.
there was no, the shirt was still in the bag. She couldn't absorb it
She
through the
couldn't
plastic.
absorb it. No.
No.
No, that kills me. Like when we were at Stephanie and Matt's wedding, um, of course, them being from Cuba, being Cuban, they were talking. Of course, they were talking Spanish and whatnot. And I said something back to them, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Hey, like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about here." And then his dad was ecstatic that, of course, we do another shot, shit like that. And I was like, "Look, hold on, guy. Like, I don't know it like fluently, but I got a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
I can go into that store by your house and you know figure out things here and there. I ain't
Yeah.
having full blown sentences."
That's the way I am. Like, when I hear stuff, like certain things again, like from when we were in high school, that like will trigger. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you say that, or that's what I need to say. But then like now, like working at this doctor, like where I work, a lot of our clientele is Spanish. Like, and that's the thing. Like a lot of them come from my neighborhood. So then like
Right.
they'll see me at work, and then if like they see me like out on this like in the neighborhood around, they're like, "Oh, you from the doctor?" Like, you know, I mean, like it's so funny.
Yeah.
And but so yeah, so but we have Spanish speaking, like I have coworkers that are Spanish speaking. They're from Colombia. But so they, especially the one lady, Ella, she would like if we had downtime, whatever, she would like tutor me like on things on how to like things that I probably didn't learn in school, like that I need to know like medical terms or
Yeah.
just things like to get me by helping these patients, you know, in a doctor's in a medical setting. Because
Right.
obviously we didn't learn that kind of shit in school. Like
No.
you just learn general conversation. So she was like teaching me other stuff. So like I've gotten better at it, and like again, but then sometimes I'll draw a blank, like with that girl delivering the package. Like, and but when she left, I was like, I knew what the fuck to say in Spanish. It just wouldn't come out. Like I couldn't get my brain and my mouth to function.
Yeah, it was like, you'll have that.
So I was like, whatever. I was like, that's why I just yelled for the kid. And by the time Jane came down, the girl had already saw the address and figured out this is where she needed to go. And
And gave the old piece out.
yeah, she was leaving. Jane was like, everything good? And I was like, well, she didn't speak English. She goes, oh, like, I was like,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, come on.
could have used you 5 minutes ago. So,
Well, that's kind of like when we were at the we went to that TJ's buffet out the Mills on Saturday.
EJ's buffet.
Yeah. And Adam said to me, he's like, I don't know if they're speaking Mandarin or Cantonese, and I was like, I don't know what it is either. I said, but I'll tell you right now, this is the most aggressive like Chinese buffet I've ever been to. Like they're always super yelling at each other. And I was like, I don't know if like the more aggressive it is, it's like, they're getting the point across. But they were yelling and Adam was like fucking freaking out behind him. I was like, dude, it's always the one blonde lady every time. Like
That's the
she
way it is by our house. Well, not by our house, but over here on this side of the world of Pittsburgh. Uh, out like by Old Century 3 Mall, there's a Chinese buffet out there that Donna's family likes going to. So like, yeah, for like certain like situations, like we'll just because they have like big like banquet style stuff,
yeah.
so we can get they can accommodate the whole family, you know. So and you know me, I don't eat Chinese, so it's like whatever. So I just go, but it's the same thing. Like the workers there are like, I'm like, is there about to be a knife fight? Like what is going?
Dude, every time. Like I feel like it's gonna go to fuck down. And I'm just like, can I just get a Diet Coke?
Yeah,
It's all I need.
I'm waiting for Kung Fu Panda and shit to happen. I'm like, let's go, like dinner and a show. Like, come on.
My mission is to still leave an Oriental restaurant, either a Chinese buffet, an Oriental restaurant with the dancing cat, the one that waves its arm all the time.
Yeah,
I'm on a mission. I'm gonna get me a cat. I don't know when. I don't know where I'm putting it, but I'm getting me that fucking cat.
I want one and
Nice.
want it to look like Garfield the cat.
And waves.
Yeah,
That works.
I'm gonna put it in front of a lasagna tray, like he's pawing at a
Like
lasagna.
you're just getting a lasagna. That's fine,
That's great.
right? I mean, unless anybody wants to just buy me one and send it to me, you know. I
There
mean,
used,
I'm not trying to be.
there used to be a store out at Ross Park, I think, that used to
There
sell.
was, yeah, but I don't want to come off as demeaning or rude or
I was the one waiting for a Kung Fu Panda fight in the middle of the restaurant, not you.
no, but fucking anonymous.
Fucking had fucking Sub Zero versus Scorpion in the middle of the place.
I would have fucking been down for that, bro.
I'd
I'd
have
be
been standing on the table going, finish it!
I would have. I'd have been like, as I'm eating fucking lo mein noodles, be like, this shit's crazy. All of a sudden, the portal opens and it's Shang Tsung. I'm like, bruh, get this shit to go.
I'm just eating my mac and cheese because that's all I eat at a Chinese buffet.
Well, no, they got like some of them have some like have pizza.
Yeah, that one that we go to. It has pizza, fries, macaroni and cheese, and it's like because I think you've done what we've before. We'd gone to one with you, and I think his mom, and or maybe it was just you. I don't remember, but because like I know Xander doesn't always eat that stuff either. So you guys, I think that's where I learned it from was you. They keep separate like the chicken. They look like chicken nuggets, but it's a chicken for like to make your own sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah, but
You,
bro,
you just get
then I'm fucked up now.
you just get the chicken, and then you don't put anything on it. It's just a nugget. It's a chicken nugget.
That's it. But when we were just there last time, I grabbed. They said they were chicken nuggets, and I was like, "But you have sweet and sour chicken." But I was like, "Okay." So Adam's by me, and I fucking grab them, and he was like, "Bro, those look like McDonald's chicken nuggets." I was like, "Don't they?" He was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah." So I gave one to Xander, and Xander's like, "No." I'm like, "But I think it's a McNugget."
yeah.
And he's like, "Oh." And he eats it, and he looks at me like, "What? How the fuck did you get this here?"
How'd you smuggle in some McD's, Dad?
Right. So I took a bite of it, and sure as shit, bro, it tastes just like McDonald's nuggets. I was like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
It's their, it's that the breading you use on it, more like a better breading, like a crumb bread. I think that a lot of Chinese restaurants buffets do that, not specialized because again I don't know, but I think they do that because that batter cooks up like sauce and it's better.
Hey, he's back again. I love it. I can hear you, and then even when you get like stuck like Chuck, I hear everything you're saying. But it's just funny. I fucking love it. That's made my day. That's fucking. It's the greatest podcast in the fucking world. I love it. I love this fucking thing. I just want to keep doing it for hours and hours and hours. Especially when you get stuck like that. That's great. I just feel like, hey, look, now his eyes is closed. His little tiny baby. Hey, you back? Yay!
I don't
I
know what,
cannot
because
wait to
on
hear
my
these
end, bro, look, because on my end, there's nothing has skipped a beat at all. It is
dude.
crisp clear on my end.
All right, so he says that it's crystal clear on his end. So if anybody watches this and he's not, you let me know. And then I'm gonna
I mean, I
put
guess
it
I
up.
could always go back and watch the replay of the
And then when
episode.
he does the chippity chip 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 chip, I'll be like, yeah. Yeah. But it made it entertaining. It's fun. Gotta have the entertainment. You know?
Sometimes.
I mean, it's all right. Like today, I thought it was me. I was FaceTime X, and where he's at with his mom's like in her dining room kitchen, very spotty service. But that place has always had crappy service. Like even when I lived there.
I know. I'd come over and be like, hey, can I get a drink? No service whatsoever.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing. We just didn't give a fuck
I
about you.
felt like I got better service at fucking H2O.
I'm sorry there wasn't no Kung Fu Panda in the middle of it either,
I didn't get a dinner and a show.
Nah, you probably got a show for sure.
When
I, I
nothing. I was gonna say something. I was
nah, don't push them
not
buttons.
not that. Not it was. I was going in a whole different.
Yeah, so don't get it fucking twisted, people. Stop.
No, I was leaving the bad service to your house. I was thinking about a whole nother household
Okay.
where you can get all kinds of service.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm just saying it's there if you want it.
No thanks. But I was talking to
But It's
him,
like
and
pulling
then
up. It's like pulling up in the Jiffy Lube. You pull in from the back and leave through the front.
right, and then all of a sudden, your oil's changed,
A little slipping, a little sliding,
all lubed up, greased up.
all greased up. Left there feeling like a whole new person. Like, man,
Right? Everybody's like, "What the fuck are they?" Just we're
if
not
you
talking about
know, you
everybody. We're
know.
talking
If you
fucked
don't
up,
know, well, I'm sorry.
right? And if you
We're just,
don't know,
we're
now
just
you
being,
know.
we're just being degrading.
Yeah, yeah. Anonymously, we're just being degrading. Jesus,
Jesus and his father God.
right? And Jesus wept. Nah.
You
Fuck it.
know, those Jesus washing feet commercials kind of creep me out.
Bro, oh my God. Okay. Yo, I've not been trying to hit this subject because I didn't know how many people I'd affect with this. And I've been really trying to keep my fucking mouth shut. But
Y'all, you know, I'll fuck around on some religion.
no, dude. I'm glad you did it.
Don't get me started.
Oh, don't get me. So, yeah, like the last time Brandy was here and they were pumping that fucking commercial hard, bro.
And it's
I'm
not.
sick.
It's not even so much that it's like that. It's a religious thing. Like, I mean, I get it. I'm Catholic. Like, I know
Yeah.
about the whole Jesus washing feet. Like, I get it. What creeps me out about it is the settings in the fucking commercial of
Right.
where he's washing the feet.
Yes. So it got me to the point because I'm an agitating prick that we were sitting there. I forget where we were driving. And Brandy, if you're watching this, you're gonna have to remember how I did it. But I would be singing one of the songs. It could be like rock, country, rap, whatever. And I would remix the songs and be like, "I'm Jesus, and I'll wash me." And all of a sudden, of course, I hear, "Babe," and I'm like, "What? He was washing feet. Tell me, I wasn't being rude. He's washing the feet."
But here's my thing: did he wash his hands before he washed the feet? Because could he have been messing with the whole fishes thing before he washed their feet? And then their feet's gonna smell like fish.
I mean, and then if you think about it, if he didn't, and they had fishy feet, and then what if they had COVID before they had COVID? And this is just a different strand of the COVID, but it's just ramped up almost 2,000 fucking years later.
And then what did he do with the leftover water from washing the feet? Did he turn it into wine?
Because if so, that's some nasty ass wine.
Then it's like that's like drinking boxed wine. Like, that's gross.
Yeah. Especially because they probably use their feet to stomp on the grapes to make the wine. Look where we're going with this.
Like, so all in all, he washed their feet, and then they was drinking a little Sauva Blanc with a hint of salmon. Like, what do we got? Like, why?
With a pinch of the vid. Right? And then what happened was they got to the Last Supper.
Then he's dipping a little garlic herb bread in this shit.
Right? And you got somebody over in the corner just still twisting the fucking cheese from Olive Garden. It's probably still twisting. There's a mound.
And then they wonder why Judas turned on him.
Right? You know what it was? He was
Judas
probably
was
like,
he was trying to make me drink that shit, and I was not drinking it. Like, I wasn't doing it.
he probably was straight up like, look, how would you feel if he wanted you to fucking drink some salmon fucking wine, okay? All right. My feet have smelled like fish for fucking 12 fucking days now. All right. I ain't having it no goddamn.
My wife left me because my feet smell like fish.
My feet smell like fucking
Thanks
fish.
to you, Jesus.
Thanks,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Ugh.
And then everybody thinks that Judas is the bad guy when he wasn't the bad guy.
His feet just smelled like salmon.
That's what it all comes down to. God damn it, Jesus ruined his life.
We're so over.
And people wonder why. People wonder why when I'm invited to go to a church function, I say, "I'm sorry, no."
No. Like,
And here's my problem. I'll go. All right. If you getting married in a church, or your baby's getting baptized in a church, or your kid's doing one of them other church functions, I'll go respectfully to support. But I have to forewarn you folks, and if you're listening and invite me to church, this is your fair warning. I don't keep my mouth shut while I'm in church. I will say some dumb shit like that while I'm in the church. And I don't care.
same.
One of the last churches I was at, I won't say where and what religion it was, but they had little cards that said, "Do you want to sign up for our cult?" Okay, it didn't say cult, but that's what it felt like. And
God struck him so quick, he is stuck. Now he's back.
I filled out the card.
And what happened?
They called Homer J. Simpson and Marge Simpson and wanted to know about Bart, Lisa, and Maggie because I filled it out like I was the fucking Simpson family.
That's fucking great.
And I put it in their little box at the door where you're supposed to drop the card.
Right?
That's some look. I'll find my way to entertain myself while I'm in church because I am not paying attention to whatever the dude at the altar is saying.
Right. The priest.
But depending on the religion, you don't know if it's a priest. Like
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be a
yeah.
priest, it could be a pastor,
Pastor, yeah.
it could be a guy with a gun. Evidently, they just popping off in churches now.
Dude, the best one is that I love is I mean, it's to each his own, but you got to fill out the person, is what I believe. And when they like, like as like a surgery or just a chance of luck, or something positive from a negative, you always hear the, oh, look at God, won't he do it? No, it could just be luck. Or the surgeons just know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm just gonna start saying like, oh, thank God we had that little fucking leprechaun on our side.
Right? But Brandy
Like
hates it.
that's what the leprechaun's name is. Jesus.
Jay says,
Is Jesus the little green guy?
Jesus, oh Christ.
And I didn't say gringo.
No, I said Jesus, oh Christ.
Jesus, oh Christ. Jesus,
Yeah.
Jesus O'Malley.
There you go. Yeah, Brandy gets fucking, she'll look at me when I'm like, oh, look at God, won't he do it? She'll go, shut the fuck up. I mean, it means like, look.
That's like the people that say it's in the Lord's hands now.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I say to those people? Do you want me to say it? Can I say it? We might offend. I'm going to offend somebody.
We're already on a fucking roll at the end of this already.
I say to those people, it can't be in Jesus' hands. They're nailed to the fucking cross. How's it supposed to be in his hands?
This has been so much fun that we've did this for so long, and well, I guess we basically called that anonymous shit the fuck out. It's definitely degrading today. I mean, hey, fuck it.
Well, I think the anonymous said we were like women haters. I'm not hating on women unless you think Jesus is a woman. I mean, he had long hair, but
I mean, I think Jesus just had one hell of a rock band.
No, Jesus, he had that hockey lettuce. He thought he was about to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, top of the Stanley Cup does look like a golden goblet, that they used to drink from back then.
Yeah, right.
So maybe there's something there. But they were in a hot ass desert. They weren't in hockey in this desert.
No. They're playing some sweet ass volleyball, probably.
They were in polo, camels, and horses.
Right. But I think that's what Anonymous was saying too, is like where you say like raunchy and fucked up shit.
That's like you like that's why you like if we are grading women, why the women on like why has my wife, your friend, come on the show like you were being the king and art knew it, I think we would have passed this by now.
What I don't
I'd be divorced.
What I don't understand.
I'd be divorced and I'd be back on Plenty of Fish looking for Anonymous.
Yeah, but you'll never find her. We don't even know if it's a her. It could have been, but my thing is apparently that group will only accept females in that group. So whatever.
But what's the definition of a female nowadays? Nobody knows.
Word up on that. My thing is this though, is if we are the way we are.
It's a dude that made like an AI fake account and they think that it's a girl they let in the group and it's not.
Maybe.
It's a catfish.
That's the whole fucking world we live in anymore.
And it's a Jesus catfish because that's what he used to wash their feet.
Everybody got some kind of fish, salmon, fucking disease feet. There you go.
They noodling.
But what I don't understand is,
you think they went noodling in that river thing that Moses parted the seas or whatever?
The seas? Like, you think they went noodling?
Whatever it was that Moses part. Listen, I went to Sunday school. I went to church as a kid. I made paper airplanes and drew doodles on the Bible. I don't know what happened in class. No, I can't. I take that back. I did not draw on the Bible. Don't hate me, people. But my classwork, yes, I drew on that shit. I never completed it.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Fuck. But I gotta get away from Jesus, or else we are gonna get canceled.
All
But
right,
my
what are we
thing,
talking about? Buddha? What are we?
no, we're not going all around the fucking place. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that because we will never have another episode.
Okay.
But I wanted to point out that if they were saying that we are the way we are towards, maybe if we're degrading towards women or whatever, why would the Cho Thoughts analytics come back where it's more predominantly females that watch this show than males?
That's how they spying on you. They getting their info.
I mean, I'll take it. Like, it's fine by me. But we've had these great analytics that are predominantly female since I started this. So, again, um,
It's my charming, boyish good looks.
and the sexy, handsome voice to get stuck like chocolate.
I was told that I have a radio DJ voice.
Maybe that's it. You're just fucking handsome, and then you freeze and you buffer. That's because it's just overwhelming with, oh my god. That's
I do
what
not. I do not buffer myself on this camera.
easy now, easy.
I might wash my feet, but I ain't buffering.
I'm done with you.
Ah,
I'm done.
right.
I'm done with you. Well, maybe we won't have no problems the rest of this week, and we'll be back next week. I am trying. I'm trying to get our boy Dave Miner on next week,
Yeah,
um,
he'd be a good one to have. Ooh,
especially in the middle of all this hip hop beef too.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Cause look, I'm gonna give him a little shout out now. Like Miner is a hip hop. He's a hip hop like knowledge. Like he knows some shit.
yeah.
Like, he'll drop some knowledge. Like I was dropping Jesus knowledge today. He'll drop some hip hop knowledge.
But his schedule is very conflicting. It's kind of like our buddy Brenton's. Um, if not, I do in the next couple of weeks want to probably get Kiana back on the show because she wants to come back on now that we're doing video. And then, of course, Eric and I, along with others, will be at the Lawrenceville Memorial Day Parade.
We go on a parade.
Yeah, we're going to the parade.
Damn, Skippy, we are.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna have somebody wash my feet in the fountain.
There you go. And you know what? Maybe we even shoot live from the fucking parade.
I guarantee you, I can find some Jesus-looking motherfucking hipster in Lawrenceville.
I mean, I have no doubts. No doubts. But yeah, I was like, I feel like we'll probably come to you live from the parade. Just something short. Just say hi. You know, happy Memorial Day kind of stuff.
Hey, maybe we'll have Ed Gainey on. We had him last week. We had him last year.
Last year, yeah,
He
the
was
bear
with us
showed up.
last year. We got photos to prove it. He was hanging out with us. So maybe we'll get the mayor on live. I don't know if he does podcast, but maybe.
We just sitting there like,
We
hey,
can
Mayor, what's
we can
up?
ask him the hard-hitting questions of, why so many bike lanes? Get rid of them.
Right? But like, and another thing, who the fuck's anonymous? We need to know.
Yeah, like, do you know Anonymous? Do you have people that can find Anonymous for us?
Right, and not the anonymous like the group. Just some fucking moron that went on a fucking stupid fucking group.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, at least have 2 or 3 people coming soon. But as always, we will see you next week. I'm the Big Show. He's Big E. He's over here. He's sticking. He's somewhere. But we'll see you next week. Until then, later.
Bye.